The Gaza Strip is almost completely cut off from the rest of the world. Israel controls the land, air, and sea around it. A ground invasion feels inevitable. But it's a mistake to think Hamas is alone.
Israel has also deployed troops along the Lebanon border after Hezbollah shelled areas under its occupation.
They have allies all around them. Iran's foreign minister has suggested it could get involved as it accuses Israel of war crimes. And according to the BBC, Hezbollah's deputy leader told a crowd it is fully prepared to enter the war when the time comes. Israel, too, has friends in high places armed to the teeth.
The U.S. is now surging supplies, weapons, and air defenses to Israel. The massive aircraft carrier USS Gerald Ford, packed with fighter jets, is being deployed off the coast of Israel.
The gravity of Gaza may pull them all in. So let's explain who is coming to whose defense and how their involvement is constantly changing the calculus of war. Hamas runs Gaza, but they are not the only fighting faction within it.
Palestinian Islamic Jihad is arguably the most violent. It refuses to negotiate with Israel, favoring violence over diplomacy.
The PIJ, as it's known, is reported to have carried out attacks inside Israel for over 40 years.
The Palestinian Islamic Jihad is a relatively small group. Most estimates of Hamas's size range between 30 and 40,000 fighters. According to the U.S. Director of National Intelligence, the PIJ numbers maybe 1,000. But what it lacks in size, it makes up for in purpose.
The Palestinian Islamic Jihad is even more ideological hardline than Hamas. They believe that militancy, jihad, for the purpose of creating a single Palestinian Islamist state, it wouldn't be enough if it was secular, and all of what they would consider all of historic Palestine, West Bank, Gaza Strip, and all of Israel, is a religious duty. And they don't mind partnering with anybody else who will help them with that.
It is singularly focused on the destruction of Israel. On Monday, it claimed responsibility for an attack on Israel from the Lebanon border. The Israeli army confirmed 3 of its soldiers died. All those hostages taken on Saturday, up to 150 of them by some counts, the PIJ claims to have played a role capturing and forcing more than 30 Israeli hostages across the border. And they have supporters in Gaza.
هذا المشهد يلتف فصائل المقاومة الفلسطينية لتدعم حركة الجهاد الإسلامي ولتصل رسالة إلى العدو الصهيوني بأن غزة كلها مقاومة، غزة موحدة خلف فوهة البندقية. جئنا اليوم نبايع.
In the past, they have carried out suicide bombings, mortar and rocket attacks with an arsenal of IEDs and anti-tank missiles at their disposal.
Islamic Jihad is a bit more radical in nature. Its propensity for violence is quite, I would say, aligned with that of Hezbollah and Hamas. They actually share the same kinds of rocket capabilities and the same kinds of fighting capabilities.
How are they so well armed? According to U.S. intelligence, they're backed by Iran, and Israel agrees.
Islamic Jihad is an Iranian proxy that wants to destroy the state of Israel and kill innocent Israelis. The head of Islamic Jihad is in Tehran as we speak. We will do whatever it takes to defend our people.
Iran is more than 1,000 kilometers away, but it and Israel are enemies. Like Hamas, it sees Israelis as settlers in a largely Arab region. Their conflict is largely fought by proxy.
Hamas and Hezbollah, while we're on the subject, would not have anything like the capabilities in missiles, drones, communications, you name it, that they have, except that they got it from Iran.
The Washington Post, citing current and former intelligence officials, reported Iran was instrumental in planning this weekend's attack, providing military training, logistical help, and tens of millions of dollars.
Hamas probably would not exist were it not for the assistance that it has received from Iran over the years. it is almost always Iran's hand that you see behind the major acts of violence carried out by Hamas.
Iran certainly does provide strategic guidance. And we know for the past few years that Hezbollah in Lebanon, Hamas, and Iran have been running what they call, this is their term, not mine, a joint operations room in Beirut.
Now, I should say, the exact extent to which Iran played a role, specifically in this weekend's attack, we don't know for sure. Officially, the U.S. has said it's yet to see conclusive evidence. Even Israel's army says there's a lack of clear proof of Iran's involvement. Iran itself denies direct involvement, though its Ayatollah did applaud this weekend's attack.
ما پیشانی و بازوی طراحان مدبر و هوشمند و جوانان شجاع فلسطینی رو میبوسیم.
Iran does not act solely through Hamas, however. Its other arm of influence comes from Israel's north, from Lebanon.
In Lebanon, hundreds of Hezbollah supporters took to the streets and gathered in a southern suburb to celebrate the operation by Hamas against Israel.
Hezbollah is based in Lebanon. That's north of Israel, just west of Syria. It is a longtime ally of Hamas, and between the two, arguably the greater threat. 2 decades ago, it successfully drove Israel out of southern Lebanon, ending 22 years of occupation. It is backed by Iran to the tune of hundreds of millions of dollars a year. It has a close relationship with Syria, and militarily, it is a force to be reckoned with.
Hezbollah is assessed at this point to have a military that is equal in strength to most European armies. In other words, it is quite powerful. It has actual battlefield experience. Hezbollah has developed a capability that I don't think any other non-state actor has, and that is the ability to strike with precision at will.
We don't know exactly how many people fight for Hezbollah. Most estimates I've seen put them at between 25 and 50,000 fighters, though it has claimed in the past to have as many as 100,000. What we do know, they have heavy weaponry, anti-ship cruise missiles, anti-tank missiles, surface-to-air missiles, along with tens of thousands of rockets that can strike deep into Israel.
Hezbollah knows, and Israel knows, that its defenses would be easily overwhelmed by the volume and frequency of these rockets. These rockets, I think Israel's defenses at best might be 90%, and they could be even lower when the skies become so confusing. And so there is an understanding that if Hezbollah wanted to hurt Israel, it can. And there really isn't anything that Israel can do about it.
In this conflict, they've already put them to use.
In solidarity with the Palestinian resistance and their struggle, groups from the martyr commander Hajj Ahmad Mughniya in the Islamic resistance this morning attacked 3 positions of the Zionist occupation in the occupied Sheba Farms area.
On Sunday, Hezbollah fired rockets into Israel. Israel fired back. A more direct confrontation on a second front, far away from Gaza, would be a major escalation of this war. It would pull the roughly 500,000 troops Israel has at its disposal, dividing their attention between the war in Gaza and defending their own borders to the north. Hezbollah's militants are well-trained, well-armed, highly skilled, and highly motivated.
Thank you for being here today. Thank you, America, for standing with Israel today, tomorrow, and always.
Israel's closest ally, the United States, has shown nothing but unequivocal support for it since the weekend attack. It has deployed a carrier strike group to the Mediterranean, 4 destroyers, a cruiser, and the USS Gerald Ford, the largest warship ever constructed.
Pentagon today announced the U.S. is sending military assets closer to Israel, including one of the Navy's most advanced aircraft carriers.
This thing is so big, if you put 3 soccer fields end to end, the carrier is still bigger than that. The purpose, deterrence.
Let me say again, to any country, any organization, anyone thinking of taking advantage of this situation, I have one word: don't. Don't.
The U.S. doesn't want Hezbollah or any other actor interfering in Israel's war on Hamas. It has too much at stake. Israel is a critical strategic ally in the Middle East. The U.S. provides billions of dollars in military support to Israel every year, $260 billion since the end of the Second World War. For much of the last half-century, no country has received more aid from the U.S. And from Israel's perspective, about 16% of its total defense budget comes from the United States.
The message that I bring to Israel is this: you may be strong enough on your own to defend yourself, but as long as America exists, you will never ever have to.
So far, the U.S. has yet to get directly involved in any fighting. Aid, in this case, comes in crates of ammo. But President Biden hasn't ruled out sending additional assets to the region because he, like everyone else, knows that conflicts in the Middle East so often cannot be contained. And depending on the next few days, much of the world may be dragged into this fight.